Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Luki Lydro and thank you for watching this video. My beautiful video guest today is Shirley Tay. Thank you, Shirley, for agreeing to come on my talk show.
Thank you so much, Liu, for your kind invitation and this privilege to be here today.
I first met Shirley when I attended one of her meditation workshops and I just love her energy and started to ask her what she does. She has so much to offer. Shirley Tay is a certified past life regression therapist. She's also a Kundalini Reiki, as well as a Kundalini yoga teacher, as well as an emotional freedom technique teacher. So she teaches a lot of things. Right? Shirley, for the audience who may not already know who you are, could you perhaps share a little bit about your background and history, as well as your spiritual awakening? How do you get started becoming a teacher of so many spiritual and holistic modalities?
Right. Many years ago, I was at the lowest point in my life, and I was actually hit, by some very traumatizing, life-changing experiences. I was forced to leave after a 15 years marriage, and my dad passed away a month later, and there was a drastic change in my career, and all this happened at the same time. So my world crashed, and I was going through a very painful period.
Our transition and transformation. Yes.
A lot of that is, yes, so I didn't know what to do, and I was suffering from a lot of physical pain and a lot of emotional
mental trauma as well.
Mental trauma, that's
Yes.
right. So I was crying every day to work, not knowing what to do, not knowing who to turn to. And all this emotional upheaval finally got manifested into physical illness. So I was visiting, Western doctors to Chinese TCN just to get the physical illness healed.
Yes.
Without knowing that I wasn't actually addressing the root cause of my issue. So until I chanced upon a Chinese TCM who told me that what I should be addressing is my emotion. So that actually started my journey on emotional healing.
It was like a light bulb
It was a light bulb, yes, thing, Yeah, so, and also being a strong believer of karma, I thought that probably all the series of events could be due to a past life karma. So out of curiosity, wanting to know the reason, I actually went in to do a past life regression session. And to my surprise, it didn't turn out the way I expected it to be. It turned out that I came to a realization that it is not about seeking for answers of what life presents us, rather what we learn from all these life experiences and make us a better and stronger person. So that really took me through a different perspective. And during the session, I actually, for the very first time, met my spirit guide.
Awesome. It must have been such a phenomenal and life-transforming experience for you.
Exactly. So after the experience, so I asked, there must be more to this.
And that spurred your curiosity to go find out more.
Exactly.
And learn more.
So a good friend of mine actually was Googling for emotional healing, and she, chanced upon Kundalini Reiki, and after she described to me, I thought, wow, I was really
Connected
fascinated.
inside,
It
yes.
connected inside because it sounds simple, it sounds effective, and it seems as if that, and it is said, to help to fix emotional trauma. So I thought that sounds like something that I need, and simple for me to start with. So I embarked on it, and 6 months into the journey, I actually got myself healed most of my emotional traumas. I was able to calm myself down.
Yes.
And to my surprise, it actually sparked me to an inward journey of self-discovery. And I started to discover more different aspects of myself. And having been in that for having seen the results of what it does to me, I felt a compelling reason to share with more people. So my way of sharing is through teaching.
For those audience who may not know what Kundalini Reiki entails, right, and how does it differ from the traditional Usui Reiki? Could you give us a bit of the lowdown?
Sure. Kundalini Reiki, as the word states, is a synergy between Kundalini and Reiki energy.
So it's the best of both worlds of the two energies, the Kundalini energy as well as the
Reiki, cosmic
universal Reiki
energy. That's right. So Kundalini energy is actually the innate potential energy and healing energy, transformative energy that exists in all of us. All of us have it.
Yes.
So it's about tapping into that energy source and awakening, the part of us. So tapping on that energy and using the energy and the cosmic energy of Reiki to channel through all the energy centers to transform and heal us at the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. So it's actually a comprehensive form of healing, energy healing modality.
Yeah. I also understand that usually a typical Reiki healing session takes about up to an hour on average.
Yeah.
But a Kundalini Reiki can be as quick as just 5 minutes, that efficient, right?
Exactly. It is fast, simple, and very powerful for the fact that it is a synergy between the two energy. And again, I share with the students, the effectiveness doesn't depend on the time. It actually really depends on how strong your intent. It is really the power of intent, as well as the level of concentration and focus. So these are the two key things, in Kundalini Reiki. And another point is that it doesn't have to use symbols.
Yeah. It's not symbols based like the traditional
based, yes. And it is actually very much driven by your intention, and you can actually manipulate the energy flow to channel throughout the whole body. That's
it's
right.
good for people who don't like to memorize Reiki symbols, especially Corona Reiki has plenty of symbols, for example, but more than the traditional one. So Kundalini, I love the idea that it doesn't have symbols for you to memorize, but all you need is the intention and the strength of your energetic intention.
Precisely. So one of the very inspiring testimony that I received was actually from one of my students, an American lady. She was in her mid-30s. She, after practicing for a year, she wrote me an email to thank me that she actually lost 40 pounds, and she actually decided to go back to school to pursue her second degree.
That's amazing how you transform lives, using energy healing this way, right? So ladies, you want to lose weight, use Kundalini Reiki, go to Shirley.
Well, we can use other modalities as well.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, which is what appeals to me, because having been teaching and healing with Kundalini Reiki for a while, I realized that not many people are sensitive. They come to me, Shirley, I don't feel that energy. So what else do I do? So I was actually seeking for alternative modalities who can help those who are not so in tune with energy. So I chanced upon EFT, and I was just very amazed. It is basically an energy psychology that works on the principle of acupuncture.
So utilizes meridian points and tapping on the meridian points.
Exactly. It's a very simple and powerful process in that it is said that there are energy blockages basically.
Yes.
And so what you do is a very simple process, a simple universal technique of tapping certain meridian points, and saying with some affirmations, and simple technique, and you will be able. What it does is that it has very amazing results. Immediately, you will feel very calm after 2 to 3 rounds of tapping, and you get increased level of energy. And in that, it comes you get more clarity of your mind. Your mind become more focused. And we can use EFT in a lot of things. Like, for example, the most common one would be stress management. And that will also help in terms of the performance. Yeah, I do also help people with weight management with EFT as well.
I think you'll be very effective for weight management as well as stress or any emotional blocks.
Exactly.
That's why it's called emotional freedom technique, right? Allowing you to free yourself from all these negative emotions
Exactly.
that
So
keep you trapped.
exactly. So what emotional freedom does is that it unlocks certain negative patterns, behavior, thought patterns, that should be actually blocking yourself. So once we have those energy, a way to remove that from your energy systems, it actually clears and it allows you to have more clarity of mind, that calmness, and an increased energy level to do what you want.
If someone's interested in attending one of your emotional freedom technique classes, how many sessions do they need before they can learn to not only use it on themselves but to also teach
To
others?
teach others.
Yes.
Right now, the courses that I offer is actually more self-empowering courses.
Yes.
So students will be able to use it on themselves as well as their family members and even babies, because this technique is very, very safe. But it will not be good enough to teach.
Okay.
Yeah, but it would be good enough. I can guarantee
Yes.
you as a first aid at hand.
Nice. What about Kundalini Reiki? Is there advanced and basic course, or is there Kundalini Reiki 1, 2, 3, whatever so forth,
Okay.
or is this one level?
Currently, Kundalini Reiki offered in 3 levels.
3 levels.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And you
at
teach all 3
level 1,
levels.
That's right. So at level 1, what you learn would be you will be learning self-healing, how to channel the energy to heal your physical, emotional, mentally, and you'll be also be learning how to channel the energy to heal others, and also to give distant healing. So, for example, if you have a friend, in America, you can actually be able to channel the energy. And second level actually deals with more of energy centers. You actually go more in depth to actually channel energies to the specific energy centers. At level 3, you actually learn the different modality, including healing, past life, karma.
Alright, that's amazing. When would be your next class? Is there a date yet?
Yes, I have classes every month. So if you're interested, I do post the dates of the classes in my website.
Okay, what's your website address?
My website address is at the link below, heartofpolaris.com.
I'll be placing the links in this video as well as below in the video description, so please feel free to click on that. Right? Shirley, could you also share with us a little bit more about past life regression? What if a client does not believe in past lives? What do you tell them, and what do you say to them? And what is past life regression therapy about? What does it entail?
Well, regression therapy may not necessarily entails past life, because it actually helps. It is actually the mind's creative way of regressing, you back to the root cause of the incident or the issue. So, assuming that the particular issue, started off in your current life, a client could be regressed to the early childhood or even as early as the womb. And then if, let's say, the issue actually started off earlier, one get regressed, as early as to many different past lives. So again, what I tell clients is that even if you don't believe in past life, it is just a way of your subconscious mind creating an analogy that is similar to your current life situation, with a different setting and a different character. But you are able to immediately associate that character, because what is of essence and importance is not so much on the content of what you view, but basically it's the lessons takeaway. A lot of us may not be able to see some of our issues, in perspective. So going into a regression is like watching a movie. So looking at the different characters and again analyzing what is the issue and helping them to look at what exactly is the issue, transform it and integrate it into their current life.
Right. Yeah, past life regression therapy is actually very powerful. Right? There's actually scientific research done into it, and there's actually scientific evidence nowadays that supports the concept of past lives and future lives, because again there's no time, so all your lifetimes are currently right here and right now.
Exactly. So if you resolve the issues right now, you actually resolve
in the past and into the future.
And into the future.
Awesome. It's all connected.
It's all related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shirley, could you also share with us a little bit about perhaps a story of one of a client who benefited from past life regression?
Okay, certainly. There was this gentleman. He actually travels a lot in his job, and one day he actually got a panic attack during one of his trips, and that scares him off. And he was grounded. And what happens is that he went to a lot of psychologists in the US as well as in Singapore to seek for advice to a solution, but none of them was able to help him. So until a friend of his recommended him to me, and well, he was initially very skeptical about, even though he believed in past life, but after 2 sessions, he actually successfully removed that phobia. And a week later, he actually texted me and told me that he was able to fly to KL, and 3 weeks later, he was able to fly to London.
That's awesome. Right? It's fascinating how, just one or a couple of sessions of past life regression therapy can able to enable someone to release a phobia or fear.
Fear, yes. Or even a negative thought. Quoting another example, there was this very nice man. He actually said he had a lot of insomnia issues because whenever he closed his eyes, he had a lot of violent thoughts and a lot of images that he just can't, get rid of. So that took him 1 session. After 1 session, he actually had that problem solved.
Yeah, because once you identify what's the root cause, where did that fear started,
that's right.
You'll be able to become aware of it and start to take action to remove and clear and eliminate it.
Well, so this is the whole idea about this regression session. So during the session, there are actually 3 parts to it. First of it, definitely you're regressing to, a past life setting, or what is deemed to be a past life setting. And then the first step is awareness. The second part of it, is a lot of facing to the issues, and how do they then transform that experience. And then the third part of it is usually the integration. How do they then integrate into their current life? So it is really very powerful. And within the regression session, we actually have different techniques using body memory or inner child work that actually helps, and psychodrama to actually help them with the transformation.
So a typical past life regression session will be about 3 to 3.5 hours on average?
2.5 to 3 hours.
2.5 to 3 hours, okay. Thank you, Shirley, for sharing with us. Could you also tell us a bit more about some of the upcoming projects and events that you have in the pipeline?
Sure. I'm actually coming up with this series of meaningful living, and this actually encompasses a series of courses that covers from self-discovery to self-awareness as well as self-realization. So the full course actually are meant for beginners or seekers, in this path, who are actually looking at beyond what they are doing right now, and what exactly are they seeking for, and most important, the different aspects of themselves which they have not discovered. And a lot of people come to me and ask me, Shirley, I'm searching, but I don't know what I'm searching for. So this is the course for them.
I see. That's great. Right, Shirley, could you tell us a little bit more about where we can go to find out more information about your courses?
Sure. You can visit my website. I post on my website and content in my website at heartofpolaris.com.
Is there a way to contact you, to email you in case you have any questions?
Yes, certainly. You can
or any queries?
Yes, you can email me at shirley.namaste@gmail.com.
Alright. Thank you very much, Shirley, for your sharing, and we hope to see you again in the future video.
Thank you so much, Luke.
Thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll see you again in my next video.
Thank you.